Okay guys, I already glue on the Not Polish universal tip. It's a straight clear tips, and I'm gonna go in and blend in the tip with the nail. You don't want any of the sides sticking up, okay? And then this is number 110, is a nude from Not Polish, and just kind of press it into the cuticles very thinly and then pull it all the way down. And again, I want to keep the tip of the nail clear, so I am not applying it all the way to the tip of the nail. So just halfway is perfect. And then while this is still wet, I'm gonna pick up my flowers and just apply it onto the acrylic. Okay, you see that? And again, using my wet brush, just picking up the flowers and placing directly on the nail where the acrylic is freshly applied, and just push it into the nail. All right, that is perfect. And while this is drying, I'm gonna work on this middle finger, and I'll be using black powder, so I will be using a thin layer of clear powder on the bottom to help the acrylic to stick better, and also easier when your client come back for you to file down to do a backfill. All right, again, don't apply it too close to the cuticles either. Okay, leave a tiny gap. Alright, and while that's drying, I'm gonna work on this finger, and this is number 126 from Not Polish. It's called Blonde Moment. And notice how the bead is still kind of wet. I'm kind of hanging on to it a little bit longer than usual. Okay, now that is a little bit more dry, I go in and press it into the cuticles. You see that? Kind of work around the cuticles first, and then working it down to the body of the nail using the same method of pushing and pulling. Okay, press it into the into the nails, and then pull it all the way down to the tip of the nail. There you go, while still retaining the shape of the nails. Okay, you don't want it to be bulky, so you spend less time filing it later. All right, just kind of press it into the nail. All right, now this is the clear powder is dry. I'm going to use the Not Polished black powder is number 2, and again, I don't want it all the way to the tip of the nail, so I'm just going to be picking up a small bead and just pulling it all the way to the middle of the nail only. Okay, and just kind of clean that up a little bit. There you go, and the powder is still dry. I'm going to pick up my flowers and just apply it directly on that black powder. Okay, there you go. And there isn't any powder on the clear tip, so I go in with a thin layer of clear powder to kind of, you know, help with my flower sticking it on. Alright, same goes with this. I apply a thin layer of clear powder so I can stick on my little flowers on this finger also. Alright, perfectly. There you go. And I'll be using some gold foils and just apply it onto the nail. And just using my, wet brush, just picking it up. Everything will stick to your brush if you still have some monomer on it. Most things, okay? Alright, look how cute that is. There you go. And I will be using black powder on the pinky also. So I will go in with a clear base. There you go. A thin layer of clear base, okay? Clear powder, clear acrylic powder. There you go. And before that is still wet, I will be working on my thumb, and I'll be doing an ombre effect. So there you go, number 126 from Not Polish, and just kind of flatten the area up a little bit and then pulling it all the way down to the tip of the nail. And when this is still wet, you wouldn't want to apply your second color on, because the color will start it bleeding into each other. Instead of giving you that ombre effect, it will look like two colors just kind of doesn't blend together. Okay, so while this is drying, I will be working on the pinky finger. So because now that the clear acrylic that we applied earlier on the pinky is dry, I'm gonna go in with my black powder. This is number 2 from Not Polish, and just notice how I'm not letting go of the bead just yet. Okay, now that it's a little bit dry, I'm gonna go in and press it into the nail. But first, you gotta work into the cuticles first, and then into the body of the nail. Notice how my finger is at a downward angle. This way, if your acrylic does run, it will run downwards onto the tip, onto the nail, rather than onto the side of the nails. All right, and just kind of press and pull it all the way down to the tip of the nail. Perfect. Again, remember, always retaining the shape of your nail, okay? This will help with eliminate a lot of time when you go in and shape the nail later. So just kind of pull it all the way down to the end. Look how cute. Okay, now this yellow is dry. I'm gonna go in with number 110 from Not Polished still, and just kind of apply my first bead right there and pull it down, and just kind of clean up the side a little bit. Okay, and then now I'm gonna go in with a second bead of the same color and just apply it close to the cuticles but not overlapping the cuticle, because that's how lifting can happen. Okay, and then clean off the edges a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Okay, now I am gonna encapsulate this nail in clear. Don't put the clear all the way to the cuticles, or just a little bit higher than where your flower is at, okay? And then pulling it all the way down to the nail. When you apply it too close to the cuticle, what happened is you're gonna make that area extra thick, and you'll be spending a lot of time filing that area down later. So this will help, okay? And just kind of pull it all the way down. Same goes with the black, okay? Not all the way to the cuticle, but almost half right there, and just pull it all the way down. There you go, and just kind of pull down. While I'm pulling this down, I am still retaining the shape of the nail, okay? And just kind of pat it back up to make it all smooth and even. There you go, and then just cut off the excess. Awesome. There you go. Just smooth everything out with a Not Polished Dremel bit. Yes. Okay, and I'm just gonna use that and clean up the cuticles. There you go. What I like to do is I actually like to use my bit to shape my nails also. You see that? I am using the bit to kind of shape down, kind of shave the size of the nails down a little bit. You see that? This will help me with hand filing a little bit more later. I will spend a little bit less time hand filing. Okay, now I'm holding the nail at a side profile because I want to see you want to see your nails at different angles. So looking at this way, you can kind of see where it's lumpy. Okay, holding at the side view again, I'm just gonna smooth everything out and then kind of shape the nails in a little bit more. Same goes with this middle finger. All right, using the bit, I'm just gonna smooth everything out and then shaping and then smoothing. There you go, kind of smooth out the body of the nail. And then for this finger, again, just using the drill bit, I'm just gonna shape the nails up a little bit. See that? Just kind of use the bit to shape the nails. There you go. Same goes with the pinky. All right, now I'm just gonna go in and hand filing the nails. When I use the Dremel to shape the nails, I actually spent less time hand filing my shape, so it kind of helps me out a little bit more with the shaping. There you go. Just kind of shape it up. All right, and now that is almost done. And when you think everything's finished, you go in and buffer the nails, right? You're gonna buff it out. Okay, now everything's done. I will be going in with the Not Polished Glossy Top Coat, and I'm gonna be doing chrome, so I'll be curing it for about 15 seconds, okay? And then I'm gonna dip it directly in the Not Polished Chrome powder, and then just using the sponge of the nail, I'm just gonna rub it in. And what's tricky about the chrome is all in how long it takes to cure the nails, okay? If it's too dry, the chrome won't stick. If it's too wet, it'll be too dull. So just make sure you play with your light a little bit. Every light is different, so mine takes about 15 seconds. Yours could take less or longer. You just have to play around with it a little bit, okay? And just kind of rub that on. Same goes with the pinky. Apply the top coat on, and I'll be curing it for about 15 seconds, and then dip it directly into the chrome powder, and then just rub it onto the nails. All right, before you actually cure the gel top coat, make sure there is nothing on it, no lint, no bumps, no air pocket or anything like that, because once you rub the chrome on, it will show through, okay? All right, now that's done. I'm gonna go in with a matte top coat from Not Polished. I'll be doing some matte nails today, so we're just gonna go in and just put the top coat on that. And I won't be applying it on the gold because I want to keep that shiny, so I'll just apply the matte top coat on all the other nails. Alright, and then just before curing it, I would like to clean off the edges just a little bit before put it in the light. Okay, and now that is dry, I'm just gonna go in with a not polished dipping base coat, which is number 2. Anytime I'm applying small gems, I like to use the not polished base coat, the dipping base coat. Okay, and this base coat does air dry, so you want to work in small section at a time, okay? Because if you want to apply on the whole nail, it might be dry before you could finish it. So again, work in small little section like that and just apply it, the rhinestone on. And if I'm applying bigger stones, I like to use a jewelry gel, okay? Because I am using tiny little stones, this base coat work out perfectly for me. And what's good about this is your rhinestone does not run. Okay, you just kind of apply it on, it will stick to it, and it does air dry by itself. There you go. And then just apply that on. Okay, and we're gonna be applying it to the pinky also. With the pinky, it's a little bit smaller, so I applied the base just right across the nail, and then just gonna go in with the little stones, and then you'll be done. There you go. And this is the finished product for the matte look. What do you guys think? Alright, before we actually finish, I'm gonna go in with a shiny top coat. This is the Glossit top coat from Not Polish, okay? And then just apply it on the chrome, on my chrome nails, and then I'm gonna cure it for about 30 seconds because I'm not applying chrome on it anymore, so I'll just cure it for the full amount of time, okay? Just to ensure that chrome will stick better. Again, clean off the edges a little bit more before you put it in the light. Alright, this is the finished product, for real finished product. What do you guys think of this matte look? Do you guys like this matte look? But what's good about this is I want to try the clear look also. So here you go, this is the matte, but I want the clear. So I'm going to go in and apply the clear top coat directly on the nail. Okay, just apply it on the nails directly on there. I don't have to buff it off, anything like that. I'll just apply it on. There you go. And you're probably wondering, why did I clean off the nails before curing it? What happened is gel does not set without curing it, right? So what happened is when you apply 5 fingers, it does run to the edges a little bit, so kind of loosen the shape of the nail. So that's why before curing the nails under the lamp, I would take my finger and kind of run it along the sides of the nails a little bit, so it will, you know, hold the shape together. You see that? Kind of shape it, kind of clean off the excess, so your shape won't look so dull. And again, clear nails, we always apply clear gel on the bottom of the nails, so your nails look more see-through. There you go. This is the finished product of the shiny. All right. Okay, leave me a comment whether you like the shiny or the matte better.